Deborah Christmas and I have had a little chat, and she's been doing chop and drop, or sheet composting, or whatever you want to call it. Well, I've been doing it from the very beginning. This used to be a riverbed, and I got my helpers, and I told her I would dig down and show her what, since '87, what chop and drop does. Hopefully I won't reach a piece, or hopefully I won't hit carpet. That was the biggest mistake. Back in the 70s, it was cover your pathways with carpeting. Fill in the dry or bare spots with carpeting so the weeds don't come up. The only trouble is you can't get the carpeting back up 30 years later, and it starts to disintegrate. But let's see how this works. My parents, when they bought the house, they had a load of topsoil brought into the front yard, but nothing into the backyard. No, Ginger, yes, I'm not allowed to do anything without her help. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I'm gonna have to lock you up. Well, dug down a shovel length, and when I first started gardening, there was every kind of gardening program on out there. Victory Garden, square foot gardening. Came across one, or PBS was just loaded with them. And there was one called French intensive gardening, where you dug down 22 inches, removed everything, and refilled it with compost and fresh dirt and la 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 la. You're going to fill that hole in really well, aren't you? What I did was a combination of square foot and French intensive. And I think that might be one of the holes that I dug. So we're going to find another place. Maybe the chickens will stay over there. Because normally I dig down and I get 5 to 6 inches of composted pathway. Then I hit rock and silt and clay. Okay, the battery died. Too bad the cameras don't use the same battery. It sure would make life a lot easier. So I came waiting for the battery to charge. 2 hours later, I finished digging the hole. And I have dug down 11 inches. And I don't know if you can see, but that's where the layer of clay starts. As I move everything out of the hole, everything slides back into the hole. That's where the layer of clay starts. It's about, what, I got to get down here like this. I don't bend that well. That's how deep this hole is. And that's the starting of the clay. Everything else, everything from the clay up is what's happened from chop and drop and sheet composting and walkway composting. And this is my clay. Oh, they think I'm going to feed them. Well, no. This was a riverbed. When I was digging down the 22 inches to make the French intensive garden, You hit clay, then you hit rocks, and then you hit silt, then clay, rocks, and silt.
Hello, Fancy and Fancy Pants.
When I started gardening in '87, the patio, I had this dug out. The chickens have filled it back in. This concrete edge was 3 inches lower. So that's how much more dirt that's in here. Caught chicken dirt and go rake it all out, put it someplace else in the garden. Chickens put it all back. Oh, we have peaches. They're going to be super tiny this year, but the birds are into them because they're good. I had one yesterday that a bird was in, and oh, they're good. Very peachy. They're going to be sweet, but man, are they tiny. Race is on. So through the years, well, from '87, that's how much soil I have built up with the chop and drop. And Ginger Big Yellow Feet. What you doing? You want to talk to me? Huh? You want to talk to me? No. And okay. Another thing I do, you can't see how lumpy this ground is. The chickens like to dig up against everything and kick it all into the middle. And I have to come out here and knock the top off. I go and put it in the compost pile. But I have a mulcher grinder. And when that pile gets big enough, I will come out and grind it all up and end up with a coffee can full of grinds. But I try. Oh, did you find a bug? Did you find a bug?